I'm going to talk about agility for big data today. First thing I want to talk about myself. So, it's really black white pictures. Gives the background where I'm come from. So I'm from Chinese hometown, which is countryside town, which is very remote area, and start with pen and papers, because we don't have enough pen even. My mother always told me, say, don't lose pens, you don't have pens afterwards. Now I deal with lots of data in Melbourne now. I work with a startup called Information, EM, which is currently the third largest audience metric company in the world, which focuses on marketing in South Africa, whole Africa, Middle East, and Southeast Asia. We collect 120 gig data a day, and we collect lots of demographics too. We use this one driving media buying process in those regions. And in the same time, I'm working as founder of the startup called Studies Fund, which is we use user demographics and social media information driving people's career decisions. What's best choice for your future, and what can help you achieve that. All these two businesses focus on the use big data driving decisions and help people make decisions. So there's a lot of bad experience we learn, like around some lessons takes 12 months or 1 year, 1.5 years to learn, and that's all I want to share today. Let's start with some. How many people here work with big data applications? Or just one or two? Oh, yeah, it's quite close. What is hardest part when you work with a data warehouse? Sorry? What is hardest part when you work with a data warehouse?
We need to load a lot of data first before we can actually talk to our product owners about anything.
That's right.
So this joint between, there's lots of background work that has to happen before we can talk about product for the customers.
And that's feedback cycle of that waiting time is really long. It's a kind of thing you need to do, and you need wait age. Like sometimes wait a few weeks before you actually can present it to product owners. We have same issues in the EM before, and that's and another problem we're having, and I think it's quite true, is when we present more data to the end users, and the users start to question us. So, what data is presented, or why data is like that? Then you need to generate more stuff to support your application or your business case. So that's all kind of hard situation we experience. Then that's in the Agile Manifesto. There's a very focus on the working software side, working software over the documentation. And that's the first striking stuff I work in the information when I come in and say, let's continue to deliver this working software. But I think I better forgot what's actually value in the business is data, which is going to deliver about reporting instead of working software. Working software is just a matter of navigation and make that more scalable to more users. Instead, reporting is more a way to targeting specific users or limited time period of the data provided to users. At that time period where you experience lots of problems, first thing, customers don't know what they want until they see the data, see the stuff in the dashboard. If that's the case, because we want to deliver software quickly. In that case, they want to see the software. Then they only be able to give you feedback after they see the software. It's big long life cycle, sometimes about 1 or 2 months, although we deliver like every week software. but the feedback cycle is around 1 or 2 months. If you think about that, there's no value about continuous delivery software to any users because it does not bring any feedback. All about continuous delivery is about quickly have feedback and be able to improve your products. But in this way, at that time, we continuously working software, we still don't have any feedback until the 1 or 2 months later. With no feedback, there's lots of bad side, like we experienced. One problem is we start to have, if you look at the Kanban profile board, it start have 9 projects running in parallel, which is any 3 of them actually in development, 6 of them is under the feedback loop, which is astonishing. When the feedback comes back, we need to change software, basically, which is developer need to switch context. Not just switch tasks, but switch between different projects, which is even more costly than switch tasking within the same project. And its same outcome is, because of non-feedback loop, we start to push data back to end users very quickly because with financial reasons, because you don't want to wait 1 or 2 months to do that. And so it's lots of questions coming in. Create lots of workload in the support team, create a lot of workload in the data scientists, explain why is data like that. And the final outcome after a few months, it becomes very low product success rate. So it's almost close to none of them succeed. And lots of resources has been wasted on that. And the team spirit, especially development team spirit, is really, really low. So at times, seems no one wants to work anymore because they don't see that any outcomes from whatever delivered. So after a few months, we start thinking about that, and we started trying different solutions to make that happen. The main point is get feedback as quick as possible from customer side, be able to improve your products. The first thing, first story I want to talk about is what we have done in my own startup called Studies Fund. It's really started 3 months ago, this startup. We need data to help people decide which next career is. So what we did focus on very specific customer group and generate report any for those customer groups. What we did select specific customer group from a suburb in Melbourne. And we target this group. We actually use face-to-face communication, collect data, and we generate data from this data we collected and feedback to them and ask for feedback. It's only take 1 or 2 weeks. Although the outcome is that they don't like a report, but we know that in only 1 or 2 weeks. But in traditional ways, whatever EM does before, you need to create all the technical stacks, which is collect data, then process data, then present a report at least 1 or 2 months to achieve that. Which is I'm very happy about that because we save lots of money to create technical stack to achieve that. Second thing is about if somebody, like lots of big companies and all this stuff, they really have a lot of big data sets there, how can they get a feedback from customer quickly? In this case, some customer may be your management team or some other end users, not in the region or in your house. So normally what we do is in the image, that's examples, use examples, what we do is we manually run the query in the data warehouse, basically generate Excel sheet and work close with data scientists and the design team, product teams together. Actually, 4 people sitting in the room, just run the queries, match out a report, and send to customer, get a customer connected in, then talk with the customer, find out what they like, what they don't like, and what's next what's other stuff needed to be generated to support this report. Then quickly we'll be able to do that in 4 hours to generate a report for customer, which is they satisfied. And then next step, what we did is we scheduling that into the user share script to send to client every month to be able to solving some data quality issues, because there's a data quality issue around big data too, because there's uncertainty about what data you collected, whether it's going to support your business case continuously in the future too. So it's kind of thing. What do we do? And with this way, you can test your hypothesis very quickly and be able to sell the product to end users very quickly, or any tasking 1 or 2 customers start, but you'll be able to sell the product. And then after that, you can create whole scalable solution, which is an application layer. Then you can deliver those kind of product into end users. Third stuff, I want to talk about the data freedom. That's possibly my own word about that. Free your data in every perspective, so more people can access that and export value from the data. There's lots of value in the data. Lots of people have lots of different ideas. So how can you find these ideas and be able to prove these ideas is right or not? So what we do is we provide SQL-like interface to big data warehouse. We use Hadoop and as our infrastructure. But we put out a Hive interface to any users, use some Apache privilege management, so let user be able to access data freely. They be able to run the queries and aggregate data together, and be able to do their own analysis for that. Second part, when system grows, the data schema becomes really hard to read for. If you want to provide this data to the data scientists or other third parties, it's really hard to read, for them to read, understand how can they query data. So it's semantic schema is very important in that perspective. And if still cannot do that, you document your data is really important in that sense. Third part, another point is what I want to talk about is that's what we're trying. We're not sure whether we're going to success or not because limited tools are around there. It's a more provide easy-to-use reporting design tools for access data like Pigeonhole and just report. In the traditional data warehousing, they got a lot of tools there, but in the big data world, it's quite new and still not 100% usable. We still try and keep an eye on that. But if successful, it's going to provide really, really powerful tools for end user export values in your data set. And scheduling is really important for the users to access data. Basically, provide scheduled service to the end users, deliver reports every month or every week. Another point is about develops. Big data is really new, and lots of people don't know how to access that. And mentality develop becomes sitting in middle between the product team or everyone else and the data. So at the moment, I see lots of teams does like that in the big data space. And so anyone have any idea, you need to pass engineering teams, development teams, then access data after that, or data teams. It's really slow the all sorts of stuff experimenting. Slow the other experiments because they need to go through the middle layers, field middle layers to access those data and explore different ways to aggregate data or analyze data. So So the maternity change is for developers to provide support for other people to freely explore data in the ways they like, including in both infrastructure ways, how you set up an infrastructure to let people access. Another way is be able to explain and more interactive with end users or product team. And in the scenario that data must be accessed to developers, those developers should think about what stop other users to access this data, and should be think a way let other people access how to make that easier. Another point is really in our business case is we have limited resource. We have not a huge cluster there, because we are around 60-something servers. So it's prevent cluster overloading is really important fact for us. So all the reporting over working software, the concept about this and data freedom is majorly is be able to provide quickly feedback. So shorten that feedback loop from product discovery to the product discovery to the delivered product. Because currently, it's really low. Everything is about data, waiting for data coming out. That's whole concept about. There's other things that I want to try at the moment. So it's automated data quality control. It's major work we have done, and I have seen done is spot check, sampling data, or do this stuff, and the teams include both product team, support team, and the engineering team spend lots of time to handle the data quality related issues. So if there's any way to be able to automate data quality control, that will save lots of time and improve the efficiency of the team a lot. Second point is similar to that, and third point is a way to sampling data for customer discovery program. Basically, what it means is a way how can you sampling data that's still representative for your whole data sets. It's really hard in the big data space. It needs a way to discover how to do that. Not sure. It's the next things in my work list to find out how we can do that. And the last point is about data freedom. I believe the open data APIs through web service, which provide more chance for people to explore your data value and be able to make more data more valuable to external users, which is, in fact, going to create more value for the business. So I think it's going to be an essential move for the big data space, so provide the data through the web service. Okay, anyone have any question about reporting over software part? Or then I talk about continuous delivery. Continuous delivery in the big data space is a bit different, because it requires it's more of scenarios software waiting for data to be installed in the high quality, so where you can use for the business purpose. When I came to EM around 3.5 years ago, and so there's lots of problems to solve. Legacy systems, although it's when I come only 3 or 4 years old, but it's have a huge amount of legacy systems, around 3 or 4 of them, and everything's low unit test, no functional test, and no SMS test, not enough testing data to, or say no testing data at all. It's more grab a production data than we run on top of that. What I was suggesting for continuous delivery for the big data is lots of problems solved. So better to start with the easy ones first, then build confidence around that. But for the big data application, continuous delivery must have two things. One is testing data. The way we are doing at the moment is a hybrid between manually written or software-generated data fixtures with some real regression data from production, which is covers some niche cases or some other cases you never think of. So that's two combinations. And automated integration test is really important, especially in the big data space. Technology grows very quickly, and from one version to other version, like the year you're in the version 4, another year you're in the version 5, and those version 5 may not be compatible with version 4. So without integration test suits, it's almost impossible. Like what way first version move, we spend 6 months test make sure the scenarios works because we don't have integration test suits. That's the big lesson we learned. So you need to have integration test suits in hand to smoothly use new technology to support your business in the big data space and be able to act quickly. There's some other continuous delivery part is quite standard practice. Build pipelines. We have DevBox, Buildbox, daily build server. Daily build server is based run all the integration suites daily in the server. We have AlphaBox, which have patch data coming through. We run all through the pipelines, and we have Beta, which is full data sets, which is incorporated with different, really daily building of the new version of the software there. And we have production dashboard. I talked about testing data before. Yes, we're using hybrid mode for the testing data, include both manually generated and the production data, partial production data. Next point is the interesting one, the versioning data. In the software practice, we always version our software, and it's really chance the switch mindset when it happens 1.5 years ago. We start to need to create new data sets, which need to have new columns in the data. So, and at that time, we didn't version data, so it's kind of thing. Without version data, in that time we take 14 days to migrate all the data sets through. So it's and at that time migrating data, you need human monitoring it. So it's a bit of tedious and very hard work. Now we're trying out the versioning data. We basically save the JSON strings in the columns, so we have version information there, and we'll be able to pick out the software can hash the data and be able to present it differently to the end users. So that's how we do the version data at the moment. There's different ideas coming through we need to try, but the version data is really important when you want to. Business demand grows, then you need to change schemas. You need to have a way to version data and make the change quickly. Otherwise, it's going to be hard to change. Keep data clean as a code. Refactor data often. So it's kind of a concept which say you need to have clean code in your database. The problem we experience is, this business grows quite quickly. So there's lots of version data there now. So, and code becomes messy after that, and maintenance becomes hard. So if you don't clean data, you need to have a corresponding software set to support multiple version data, which is sometimes hard and becomes messy and hard to maintain afterwards. So clean data while you grow is it's kind of essential. Software system needs backwards and forwards compatible with different data versions. Vertical slicing, story architecture, and teams. That's majorly minimize the risk of your application going to deliver to the end users and even the data layer. So you can, everyone in the agile world is vertical slicing story. Possibly is a really, really general concept. Vertical slicing architecture means you have a team handle that architecture freely. They can use all the new technologies they want to deliver the big data applications. Typical example is that we have two functions in the dashboard, which one function requires more real-time queries. Another function basically is a pre-processed data straight out of database. So these two areas need to have different technology to support that. Totally different technology, which is one is just straight out our data warehouse. Another one needs to be through Hadoop, use our new technology, which is Spark, which is do real-time querying stuff. So it's need to be managed differently. Before we have a horizontal architecture, which is dashboard, do the processing, and do the data warehouse part. Now we'll be able to go to the more product-oriented architecture, which is we have one major feature, one major slice, which is let engineering team have freedom, be able to grow their architectures and use new technology to provide better service. No SQL database engine. My personal belief is essential for the business growth, and especially your business want to act quickly. You're going to change your database schema, especially in data warehouse layers. Traditional relational database are really hard to change. If you have huge amount of data, it takes days to change. No SQL database give our options to do that, basically. That's a major advantage I can see today. Last point about continuous delivery, say, is started continuous delivery for some components instead of waiting. Waiting is waste your time. You never gain experience from waiting to do something. You need to do, then you find your bottleneck. You start fix that bottleneck, and then grow from that. That's last point I want to talk about is that's my mistake before. I always think about deployment equal release. That's happens in previous business as this business too at the start. It's a big lesson to learn because in the big data world, data quality is different from one to another. It's really important. You don't want to release some part of data without, you don't want to release some of them, but you release another part of them. Normally what we do at the start, when we release a new version of software, it's basically expose all the data to the end users, which is include low quality data and high quality data in the same time. So deployment order equals release, what we do is we have data batch logs, so region-based or country-based or customer-based data batch logs, so we can process this data with new version data in there, or new data sets there. And the feature talks in the dashboard, which is let user choose, we can let product team choose which feature going to release to which users or which region or which countries. And we do have the manually generated report area, which is customized for end users, which we majorly use for customer delivery exercise. And we'll be able to sell those products to end users. And don't forget about the exclusive tags. Sometimes they want to release major data, but they don't want to release a small amount of data. Then it's wise idea to always have exclusive toggle there, say we don't want to release this part. Last point, they always release up to the product managers. That's separate concern of the release management and the deployment. What time it is now? It's almost. It's over time there. Yeah. Do you have any questions? Or we can finish now, actually. Do you have any questions? No? Do you have any question? No? Okay. That's all. Thank you.